Grandmaster Javokhir Sindarov is coming out for the game. It's a big one for him. He is in the lead at the FIDE Candidates 2026. He is currently on 6.5 points out of 8. What a phenomenal performance by this youngster. He's entering in with his second, Mukhiddin Madaminov. And 6.5 out of 8. If he manages to win today, that will push him to 7.5 with 6 wins. That would be almost impossible for someone to catch him. Javokhir is taking on Matthias Bluebaum. He managed to hold Javokhir in the first time that they played against each other, and now Javokhir is playing against him and has the black pieces. Bluebaum has been solid in this tournament. He has had 7 draws and 1 loss out of 8 rounds. We have the guest of honor here who's going to make the first move on the board. And a lot is expected from this game. Bluebaum being the very solid player that he is, and pawn to e4 played in this one. And of course Bluebaum is going to take that back because he is one d4 player. He likes to play one d4. And takes the pawn back. The players are ready. Handshake there, and off we go. Pawn to d4 played by Bluebaum. That was the smile all about on the face of Javokhir and Matthias. d5 played by Sindarov here. Pawn to c4, Queen's Gambit. And Javokhir declines it with pawn to e6. Knight comes out to f3. And knight to f6 played. Knight to c3. We have the main line and bishop e7. White goes bishop to f4. Now Javokhir had played castles and c5 against Pragnananda in the same opening. But it's clear that Bluebaum would come prepared. So d takes c4 taken here. And Matthias now takes his time because this is something which is not as popularly played. But there are good number of games here. So he plays e4 after 4 minutes of thought. He's now attacking the pawn on c4. And Javokhir goes b5. Very interesting move. Okay, knight takes b5 is surely possible. He takes it. And now bishop b4 is the move. And Javokhir just being sure, he gives a check. You have to be careful about the c7 pawn. So check here. And now you can come back with the knight to c3, but he goes bishop d2. Attacking the bishop. And after bishop takes bishop, taking with the queen would run into knight takes pawn. So that's why taking with the knight makes a lot of sense. And right now, as you can see, black is slightly broken structure here. Castles played by Javokhir. And now bishop takes c4. Can be taken here by Matthias. He takes it. Pawn comes forward to a6. The knight has to go back. And now you can pick up the pawn on d4. So black recovers the pawn, but white is kind of well positioned with all the pieces and can castle short as well as castle long. Bishop b7 played, putting pressure here. Definitely castle short is possible, but Bluebaum takes on the fight. He long castles here, and this actually can surely put a lot of pressure on Sindarov. Javokhir takes 18 minutes for his move and plays queen b6. And now many strategies here. You can play f3 to keep it very solid. f4 was played. And now knight to d7. White goes pawn to g4. Trying to push g5 is one of the ideas. He goes knight to c5. So that if g5, he can play knight d7 perhaps. But Javokhir now goes knight e8. A beautiful move. Because he wants to bring the knight to d6. So that's such a good understanding of the position. Bishop goes back to b3. And already Bluebaum is in some trouble. He had to go h4, play h5, try to go fast on the king side, but bishop b3. And now already black is on the offensive. a5 seems like a very good idea. Sindarov goes knight d6. And now the bishop comes back to c2. Trying to hold it here together. a5 played. The pawn is moving ahead. Maybe a4, a3. Knight jumps to c4. You can take the knight here. And Javokhir does it. He takes. Knight takes knight. Queen takes. And now rook fb8. Beautiful chess here by black. Just eyeing the b2 pawn. Matthias Bluebaum under big pressure. He plays queen d4. There can be many different ideas here, but very powerful move, bishop c6. Looking at a4, also opening up the two attacks on b2 pawn. He goes b3, and now that's what you needed, a4 to open up the position. Pawn to a4, what a move. Bluebaum takes, knight takes a4. And now Javokhir is just simply winning here. Totally winning. This will be his 6th win in the tournament. He very likely will win the candidates, I feel, if he wins this game. As to catch him with 2 points margin when there are 5 more games to go is almost impossible. He takes on a4. Now you can't take the queen because knight takes b6 and black is a piece up. So ba. And now all that Javokhir has to do is to avoid queen trade. Queen b7, queen a5, both are okay. But he's going towards the a4 pawn. He's blundering. Oh my goodness, he blunders. Just a very simple move like queen b7 and Javokhir was totally winning this position. a4 will fall and everything is falling. You could also play queen a5 and you were winning. But bishop takes pawn. That is insane. That's an insane mistake. Queen takes queen, and now you can't even take with the rook because of bishop a4, rook a4, and then there's a mate. So it takes c takes b6, and all of a sudden Matthias Bluebaum is just within the drawing margins of the game. Bishop b3, an excellent move. Bishop takes b3, a b3 played, and Javokhir is in huge trouble. Rook a2 played here. I mean, huge trouble in the sense not like losing, but it's going to be a draw. Rook a8, and now you can go rook d8 and get the rooks traded, but f5 was played. He takes ef, and I believe the rest of the game should be easy. Rook a5, attacking the f5 pawn. Matthias brings his rook to f1 to defend it. What an escape here for Bluebaum. g6 played, attacking the f5 pawn. F takes g6. If you went f6, you would lose the g5 pawn. So that's why f takes g6, and now h takes makes sense. Hopefully you can get your rook to h file to attack here. He plays h4, rook a2, rook check now, offering a trade, and this time I think you have to take it. He takes, king takes a2, and rook d4. Javokhir still trying here see if he can win, but rook h1 is very solid. The material is too less on the board to try. See, b5 played, king to b2. And b4 taking away the key c3 square. King c2. King to g7 played. And now king h2. We have pawn to f5. And now he takes. King takes f6. And rook h1 waiting here. I mean, if black tries to get really active, goes back. If here king f5, then h5 would have just simplified the game. Rook h2 is waiting. And Javokhir goes king g8. h5. g5, keeping the pawns on the board. h6 played. Now rook to h4. It's a nice move. If you exchange, then you lose, because the rook would be outside the white king's scope of influence. g4 played. And now king d3. He goes up to win this pawn. And I think Javokhir can go to win the other pawn. Yes, king e4. I mean, Matthias can go to win the other pawn. King takes h6. And now king f4 or f5. Both look fine. Goes king f5. Rook check. Well, if you played king h5, then maybe just rook swinging over somewhere. Rook g3 could have been fine, but check. King f4. He was hoping that he could play this endgame, but even this is a draw. So king f4, rook h3, king takes, rook takes b3, and the king starts coming back. The b pawn isn't going anywhere, and I think the players can very quickly draw the game. Rook c3, rook b2, goes b3, king is coming in, and this game is going to end in a draw. King c3, and everything's going to be traded. Oh, Matthias, wait somehow. I don't know why he doesn't take the pawn. Check. Check. King here. The rooks are traded, and the game ends in a draw. A good fighting game of chess by both the players, but Javokhir Sindarov would definitely be unhappy to know that he was totally winning after the a4 pawn was taken. He just had to move his queen away, not allow the queen trade, and he would have been sitting right now on 7.5 points in this tournament, which would have been an insane score. As things stand, 7 is also 1.5 points ahead of the rest, and that looks good. But maybe it gives the opponents an outside chance in this tournament.